Hello and welcome to today's video. Today we're here and we're actually playing GTA, but it's gonna be a little different. So today is a solo GTA video. Those are of course not very common on the channel. So if you guys are wondering what is this about, well, I mean I'm sure the title gives it away. But this is actually a practice for GTA Race Playlist episode number 229. So if you're wondering, why you're practicing it, of course, Race Playlist 229 is between myself and Jonathan, as it has been, Race Plus since 221. But Wen is making his return after announcing he was done with content creation. So essentially, it's going to be 17 races. It's a big event. Now, maybe wondering, okay, why are you going to practice though? Normally, for a Race Plus, I don't practice. The thing is that I feel like in this, just the general scheme of playing and racing, I'm at a little bit of a disadvantage. Now, of course, it may seem weird to say that, being the person who's won 184 race plus of the 228. But essentially, I've noticed the last few videos we've done, I feel like I've lagged behind a little bit, and we'll dive into that in a second. Why I feel that way. So, essentially, again, it is a race plus rule. You cannot race tracks that are in the plus, so I won't be able to try any of those. But I just want to get some lines down, get some racing down on similar tracks to what we race. Now, the reason I feel like this is a good idea is because lots of times I don't really play video games that much. It may seem like it with the content that I put out, whether it's on YouTube or on X, that I play all the time. But realistically, being focused on building the XW brand up more, and just general things like that, I don't really spend much time playing video games. I record the race post once a week, and then whatever other games I do, I typically do in a recording session of 2 or 3 hours. And that's my gaming for the week. So Jonathan's always gaming. Now he's not doing racing, but he is always gaming, so he has that the repetitiveness. Of course, it's a repetitive nature, right? Of the motions of the game, of a video game, right? Playing a game, you're gonna be able to get the mechanics down, and I feel like that's a little rusty for me. When he has played GTA quite a lot, he's doing decent amount of races against the community. So I feel like for me, I don't play as much as those two do. So I wanted to come in here and really just try and get some racing down. Work on some lines, see what works. Again, you can't use tracks that are in the playlist, but there are tracks that are not in the playlist that we can do. For example, this track. Just seeing kind of where I want to go for the hot rings. Again, I'm also trying to do this as bridging a gap between playing, because Racing Masters was recorded the day before this, and the race post is the day after this. So I kind of want to get 3 days in a row. I think I'll put myself in a great spot to really go out and be as competitive as I possibly can be when it comes to the playlist itself. So that's really the goal, is just to get laps on the track. We're gonna probably do a few tracks here. I want to maybe get have this be maybe an hour video. Because again, I'm sitting here. I'm ready to get this going. I mean, Wen's the one that's really hyping it up. I mean, he's talking about making trophies and designing winter shirts and all this stuff. That's not necessarily where I was going with it. I thought it'd be more just a way to have them go against each other, while also, making it a video. I did think, obviously, selling one shirt, but I don't really think he would win a shirt. I mean, he wanted to make a trophy, let him do it. It's whatever. But, you know, I think he's thinking it was like an ultimate championship, who's going to win it. In my mind, it's another race post. But I don't want to lose it. And again, just having some track time is key, right? I just want to have that practice, have that time on the track. So, a track like this, I mean, we have a few NASCAR tracks. I just want to get, running the proper line on the bigger tracks is key. I'm also doing this as a video, not a live stream. I did think of it as a live stream, but I didn't want them to know I was practicing. Because by the time this video goes out, we will already have done the episode recording. Now, again, I'm very confident in my ability to win the races. Wan's done a lot of talking shit the last day or two. He did in Racing Masters, if you guys saw that, saying that calling me the winner of race 229 what was happening. And he just didn't message him about how confident he is to win in the last few days. Hasn't lost his community or whatever, but that's whatever. Also, Racing Masters, he won 3 races compared to me winning 1. But I'm okay with that because I know how he won those races, right? He beat me 3 times. That's whatever. But one of those races, I picked the wrong car for the track. Or the track he designed, I never even raced him on it. So I didn't really know what's the best car for. I mean, it's whatever. He won on that. I got destroyed by some lap down dude. Or somebody racing for second or something. So that's whatever. He can have that win. But the 2 tracks, one of them is one that I've been complete trash at in the past against Jonathan. And I took a new random route on it. So then I know there's 2 routes until Racing went on it. And I took the slower route in the last lap kind of just to test it. See how it would work in the last lap scenario. And Wan took the faster route and managed to win at the line. So, and I was ahead on that track, so I'm good there. And the other one, the other one was a race where I was ahead by 6 or 7 seconds and focused on the series to secure the 1-2. I just wasn't going to get destroyed by a lap dude, so I kind of just slowed down, let him do his thing. And Wan caught and passed through the pits, so, I mean, it's kind of, that's whatever. If you want to pass through the pits, I'll let him think he did good, basically. I'll let him think he caught up 6 seconds because he didn't look at the whole picture or ask, hey, why'd I catch up so easily? Because that's why he caught up. So, I'm very confident going into these races, that I'll do good. I mean, this track here, right up against the wall, I'm feeling good for those races. Looking behind the blocks, I mean, just gotta do a little bit more looking behind again. I felt it's something that I was really, really good at. So, just kind of doing a lap looking behind is crucial. Alright, finding the turn while looking behind wasn't the easiest. We're good. We are good. So, of course, the only thing that's really a different rule set for that series than normal. I mean, is the points, and then the fact that there is you know, a little different reset procedure, which is essentially just whoever isn't involved in the wreck is waiting and then doing the countdown once everybody's lined up. Speaking of resets, you can do a countdown here with the truck because we got to get the right launch. 3, 2, 1, go. There we go. Got to do a few practice with the truck. Because the hot rings will spin the shit out of their tires. Alright, 3, 2, 1, go. Got to put in a spot where it doesn't absolutely just spin the tires. You don't want that. I will admit I probably put that for a few too many laps. All right.
G'day, boss.
Which one of these are not in the playlist? Goodwood is... So let's see, this is in the playlist, this is in the playlist. This is in the playlist. This is in the playlist. So I think everything from here down is in the playlist, as is this. And this. Right. Let's do... Oh, Zancudo Motor Speedway is not. But these two are. Let's do this. Let's see here real quick. Alright. I want to do... set it to 7 laps of sports cars. Yes, I want to launch this on my own. Maybe this won't even need to be. Alright, maybe it'll be like 40 minutes. Because I think we'll do... Basically, I want to do a race with each type of car. So this is a good type of track here. This is a good track to get a feel for how some of these sports car races are going to be. I feel there's a few things that I've kind of refigured out. You know, I was messaging Jonathan about a little bit of the racing in the episode. I was like, once I'm racing more again, like I'm feeling better. So, you know, let me get a few races in here, a little bit more consistent playing. I think things could only get better from there. Cause I thought that's really been the thing that's hurt me. Is I was at such a dominant pace because I was just playing every single night. Kind of drop out of that. That's what really, really hurt me. Whoa. And again, I know Wen's been more focused in. Jonathan's obviously been very competitive in all but the first episode he did, which we don't really count as does that matter because he's learning the rules of the series. So I feel like that was something that I used to make some mistakes, but I don't think Wen was operating the level that you can capitalize on them. And I don't think that, you know, in the racing community, they really are that good lots of times. So if Wen's capitalizing on mistakes, Jonathan is like, I can easily get a third a few times. But again, my strategy in these races is going to be simple. I mean, obviously I want to get wins. I've done the math. Since we're doing 17 races, basically the division on that is, I think it's 5.6. If you do 17 divided by 3, I believe it's 5.6. So go for 6 wins essentially. Which again on a plus I can typically get minimum 7. But you know, the ones with Jonathan I've been getting average 8. So you know, I think that's the spot that we're at. Like, I'm gonna put myself in a spot and try to just dominate the thing. I mean, I think just being smart with it, right? Getting the fastest laps as much as possible, getting the laps led. I mean, be very aggressive with that. You know, something that can get away from you if you let somebody lead a few races in a row. It can become a problem. Again, the 3 wheel going for the lap lead point is going to be a little bit different. 3 wheel going for the fastest laps is going to be a little different. But again, just trying to get the majority of fastest laps, get the laps led. I mean, there's no handicap point. Everybody starts on 0, so it's not like a disadvantage to one person or the other. It's purely based on, you know, who's gonna do the best over 17 races. And you know, racing here, I think that there's a few things that I'm picking up, a few things that I'm kind of figuring out, a few things that I really want to work on that I know I can do better. I think, you know, staying on these curbs as much as possible is something I definitely need to refocus in on. I think that's hurt me in a few of the race playlists with Jonathan. I think for a while I was really living on the curbs and just as much as possible being on them, and I think I've kind of slipped away from that a little bit in the playlists that I've done with him. So I want to just be on these curbs. Right, just live on these curbs. That's crucial for me. Because I feel like a lot of people curb boost, but how extreme can you take your curb boost? And I think that I can just... I gotta take it to that extreme level. I gotta take it to another gear. So... Alright, what are we gonna do next? We're gonna do a supercar race. I feel like that was a good track to pick. Play jobs. Recently played. Good supercar track. I want to do something I'm not good at. Alright, I don't want to just put myself in these spots where I've done 2 tracks and I know what I'm doing. Right, this is the track that I've historically struggled on. This track put me in a spot many times to lose a playlist. It hurt me in a few of the playlists that Jonathan won recently. And this is the track that Wen won on the last second. I picked a different route. So I am just going to sit here and grind out laps on this track. We're going to do 8 laps or whatever it is. Like, I'm determined here to put a few laps on the track. Again, hour, half hour, 45 minutes, somewhere in that range where I want this episode to land. Again, I'm not sitting here thinking how long is the video. I'm sitting here thinking realistically how much track time do I need, and realistically what else do I want to do tonight. You know, it's there's some long days between doing work and then coming home and working on content, like working on the website, working on stuff like that. Like, I have plenty of things that I want to do. So, you know, I got an article that I'm trying to get started. We've gone a few days without, or a few weeks without having an article drop. Oh my god! So I want to really focus on that, and gotta finish titles and stuff like that for videos. So there is other things, and again, I just want to be able to chill and relax. I haven't done that much, and especially today. I woke up, started grinding on uploads and edits, and whatever other things I could do, and then went to work, and then came home and pretty much got right back on the grind for that. So it's definitely an interesting balance. So that's why I also want to be like, all right, can we get this done, get it scheduled, and you know, chill for a few minutes, because I had to work even earlier. I had to work at 3:30 today, so I think I woke up at like Because again, last night I was grinding out content, so I had a longer day yesterday. I think I woke up 11, and I worked on content till almost 3 in the morning. I mean, obviously, it was also Mother's Day, so I did stuff during the day, but like, you know, I was a long day, and then wake up today at like 11:30, and also had a headache all day. That was fun. That was good. It's been on and off. So those days are always fun when you see like a nagging headache. I think I've done pretty well on this track, and again, I also want to make it clear that I'm not really complaining about that. I'm just kind of acknowledging it. I mean, the headache, but the rest of it, like, it's whatever. But you know, it is nice to chill. Oh my god, this fucking track. And I think that's one thing about video games, is that I've done so much for content that it's not really like, I would say relaxing. Yeah, every game that I've played has just become part of the goal to be successful with the WCW brand. And it's kind of became almost a work-related thing. Obviously, it's not the same as working a job. Like, you know, I go to Lowe's and hate my life, but that was a bit over-dramatic. But, you know, I go to Lowe's and it's like, okay, I'm selling shit and stocking shelves. So that's kind of whatever. It's a different type of work, obviously, because it's a passion for doing it. I have a passion for Lowe's, passion for WCW LLC, but you know, it still hits a point where you are working on something, right? Like, I'm not playing this right now for just the pure enjoyment of GTA, right? That's where that element comes in of, essentially what I'm getting at is video games aren't purely just for fun and entertainment for me, right? I like video games, don't get me wrong, but in the end of the day, I haven't played video games much just purely for fun in a while. Then there was one night Jonathan and I played a little bit of Overwatch 2. I don't remember if that was recorded or not. I think we had one night where it wasn't, but I might have been wrong. On Farming Simulator first, the son I was playing. That was, you know, purely just fun. But I don't know, it's kind of just become a thing where it's not the most relaxing and just pure enjoyment. Just because I've done so much of it for videos. I can't sit and not think, how is this going to be a video? That's my issue. Is, you know, GTA racing. Make sure it's a video. Make sure your settings are set. It can be a video. So you got your audio. It's audio, right? Like that's literally on my setting, on my mind. Is what are my audio settings if a wild moment happens in GTA and I'm not racing and I'm not recording, right? Gwen and I would just be playing, and it would end up as a short. So, you know, video games aren't something I just come home and say, this is my relaxing activity after work. It just is also an extension of me working on things. Again, don't get me wrong, like I'm happy to be sitting here working on videos and being able to make some money on this. I mean, obviously it's not a lot of money, it's, you know, but to have a small amount of money be from doing this is honestly amazing. To sit here and say I made any money on YouTube or on the internet in general is really cool. So it's worth it. It's just video games aren't really a passion for me anymore. They're more just FCW brand, like tools for the brand, right? There's other things that are more of a passion, like NASCAR. Talking about that's purely passion, and when we do the videos on that, that's a passion right there. Like the racing debrief episodes are probably the most passion-based videos on this channel. Right? I don't do that just because I want to have an episode where I talk about NASCAR. That's based on the passion of talking about NASCAR and F1, but mainly I think NASCAR more than anything. It's the passion to talk about racing. That's there. Video games, I don't have a passion to talk about video games. People come up to me and they're like, "Do you play this game?" Like, bro, I have no idea what you're talking about. I have no idea. Can I make a video on it? Like, that's the thing. Damn. That's frustrating. I went through almost the whole race without crashing. But yeah, it's one of those things that this is for winning the tournament or the playlist. That's what this is for. This is not, anything else. This is also to hype up the playlist, which I guess me saying I'm not passionate about video games and going on this whole deep dive into how video games aren't much of an interest for me outside of making videos maybe doesn't build hype for the playlist, but this is also what happens when I just sit here and talk on camera myself. Because videos for me are also a introspective moment, right? Especially the ones where I'm sitting here alone and something like this, there's not much going on. It's just me focusing on taking lines of the track, right? It's not like our NASCAR series where it's going for each race win and get as many points as possible. Or Rocket League, where we're going for winning the tournament, or winning the championship. Or the race playlist and Racing Masters, where I'm either talking to Jonathan or talking to Wan in whatever series it is, right? This is me basically talking to myself while playing a video game. That's essentially what this becomes, right? So it lets you have an introspective and reflective moment on how you feel about things, and I think I can talk for a long time without needing to say, all right, somebody else talk. Like, I can just keep going. But yeah, I can sit here and just discuss things. I've done reflective videos. I've done that type of content before, right? I've sat down and talked about things and gotten emotional on a video, and I think that that's in the playlist, isn't it? All right, let's see. Bookmark. But yeah, I've been able to reflect on things, and in the end of the day, racing games are probably the most interesting game to me. So other games I don't really care. Oh, this is where I want to be. That's not one. Bahrain? Brazil, China. Malaysian loop. That's not what I want. Zandvoort. Zandvoort. Give me Zandvoort, please. Yeah, I mean, I can sit here and have introspective things and also discuss, like, how I feel about things. And it's a good way to get those feelings out. It's like a free therapy session that I then share with the internet. But no, I think that there's moments that, you know, you're sitting here playing and talking and you are reflecting. I think it's a positive thing. And I think this video is overall a positive thing for me in that sense. Um, Brilliant. Fuck. I missed the boost, man. Alright. Through the track here. This is an interesting track. It's a great track, though. You know, the thing that I'm most excited about for this episode coming up is, you know, the competition aspect, of course, is super cool. I mean, everybody wants to have a competitive race. You know, we're competitive people. But I really think having that, yeah, the fact that we have everybody together playing is really cool. That for me is the most special thing about it. Yeah, because I mean, having Wen back, you know, him and I having proper discussions about just things in general, having our friendship back to, you know, what it was before January, I think is crucial, is important. I mean, obviously you don't want to lose a friendship over some dumb shit. You know, over just a misunderstanding, a miscommunication, a poorly executed explanation, right? You don't want that type of thing to just be what ruins a friendship. So to have Len back, obviously, is super cool. And then to have him race with Jonathan is awesome. I mean, Jonathan's definitely somebody that, like, we hit it off pretty much right away. Like, when I first met him, his first day at work, when he showed up, you know, really, we hit it off from there. I mean, he's somebody that I feel like I get along, obviously, well with. We work well together at work on whatever the task is, and that, I think, translates into content creation. You know, the plan, the vision that we have. We can work together on that together. You know, the vision having him part of the WCW brand works, and I haven't really, I don't know, it's just cool to have someone that, you know, I've met more recently that I've been able to really say is someone that's a friend, right? The first time that I've worked somewhere and met somebody that, like, they're actually cool, I want to talk to them. So that hasn't really happened. I mean, I don't know. I've been able to, I guess, meet two cool people at my job, so that's cool. Obviously, two people that are part of the WCW brand. Jonathan, you know, a lot of the content, and then Hope, obviously, who's a little bit more just on the Instagram side of it. But, you know, once we get more of the branded stuff with that going, she'll take a different role in that aspect. So it's just cool to have, you know, met people at work that are friends with that. I mean, I feel like I haven't really needed many friends in life. It hasn't really been something that's affected me. I still gotta have like 15 friends. I'm good with one or two, but you know, having met somebody like that, that's cool, is fun. I mean, obviously having multiple people to do projects with is really cool. So it's been a while in the content creation side to have people that I'm able to work with, you know, on videos and on just general things like that, right? I mean, we had Trayvon in content years ago. He was on, you know, a lot of the older videos. I think, you know, we were friends from probably like 2011 to like 2018. We kind of stopped talking. It was interesting with him. I always felt like he was someone that I really considered a close friend, but I always felt like I maybe wasn't the closest friend to him. I felt there was a lot of other people that you'd be closer friends with. So that was an interesting element. But, you know, him and I, you know, we made a lot of videos, but a lot of the time he was in videos is also when One Day was in them. And I was in this many solo Trayvon videos, especially like content creation and just like directions that we had for things. He definitely had a very interesting personality when it came to that. You know, it was a lot of the things that you got maybe aren't the right thing, right? He was very passionate about the fact of not using Apple products for things, which is something I quite enjoy. You know, it was iPhones or MacBooks. He's definitely not for that. And he was very vocal about it. And also just the fact of playing on PlayStation compared to Xbox, vocal about that. Which, I mean, it's whatever if you have those opinions, but also doesn't let us be a daily conversation. But yeah, him and I don't know. It was just interesting there. Again, we didn't really play much together. It was more just like, you know, he'd come over and hang out, but a lot of our videos weren't gaming videos. So that was definitely the earlier days of the channel. So he was someone that we had a lot on the channel back in the day. Someone that I was actually like really friends with. He's the only other person though that I can really think of. I mean, obviously we had Nick in some of the videos, but I didn't really like the guy. He kind of just insisted on hanging out with Wen and I, and especially Wen. He was very obsessed with him. He would go to Wen's house and just show up and be like, "Hey, I'm hanging out," because they live on the same street. So he would just show up and be like, "Hey, I'm hanging out," and then Wen's mom would be like, "Sure, you can come hang out," and then Nick would be there. And then in our videos, he'd be there because he'd want to like play with us, and then he'd quit. I didn't really like the guy. So yeah, I mean, we haven't really had like multiple people featured much since those 14, 15, 16 days of content. We had one girl, Kay, that we had met on Overwatch. Len and I met her. She was someone that we talked to, but I mean, that's a little different when you meet somebody who lives in Texas. Playing Overwatch compared to like meeting them in real life. But she's someone that we played with a little bit. Her and I had a few series together. But I never know what happened to her. She kind of was gone. She hasn't been on PlayStation in like 2 years. But yeah. But again, I think overall, like, having Jonathan be in content's gonna be, you know, obviously a big thing going forward. We've discussed doing more videos together, so keep an eye out for that. I mean, who knows what we may have in the future. Wow. I feel like I've done pretty well though in these races. Tonight I'm feeling pretty good going into tomorrow. I'm feeling good. I'm ready, locked in, focused. This has been a good video. So, yeah. come off the banking here. Yeah, make sure you guys check it out Sunday, 12 p.m. Eastern Time on YouTube and on X. We will have the GTA Online Race Plus episode number 229. And we also do have on epicw.net a special t-shirt, the GOAT versus Concrete Man versus Mr. September. Make sure you guys check that out, epicw.net. But either way, thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you guys in the next one and on Sunday for playlist number 229.